Good afternoon, Samurai. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel, welcome to the Vortex. My name is Ezio and I will be your guide this afternoon as we once... Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? And we're late by half an hour. Oh well, is what it is. I got a little too carried away with butchering Harahara Yokai, so whatever. Anyway, with that said, welcome. Also, hail Eugene. Indeed, you have indeed caught a stream live. Anyway, yes, for those of you who couldn't join us on the previous leg of our journey, we have long since left behind the 900 Korok seeds. Huzzah! We've finished all of the shrines and we have now moved on to working through some of the farming list for all of the gear upgrades, to the point where I won't probably show it. Actually, I can show it because I've not changed everything over yet and I've left this light up. Hold on. There we go. That'll fix the green screen balance. Breath of the Wild. Yes, actually, does the desktop button still work? Let's find out. It does! Look! We have a big spreadsheet of things and stuff. And yes, we have a lot to collect. We've not finished. We have all the Sheikah cells, Radiant, We've done quite a lot, but we still have a lot of things and Stealthish and stuff and bloody blah. So I'm going to be using this Excel spreadsheet throughout the course of the stream to figure out what the dickens I am doing, as well as the Oracle to find out where various bits and pieces are. So with that said, let's get this journey underway, shall we? Come, join me as we once more step foot into the Vortex as we continue to travel and traverse the world, the realm that is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Our destination lays before us, the controls are set, and as always the switch still needs to be turned on. So let's go, shall we? Oh. Is the switch actually going to turn on? This is a question for the ages. Come on, wakey wakey. It does, marvellous. I've just bought every Assassin's Creed game, and you have the same name as a main character. Exactly. That's where I got the name from. Ezio Auditore de Firenze. One of my favourite characters in games. I love this music. There we go. Now, the Ezio trilogy are some of my favourite games ever. Assassin's Creed 1 was alright. It got me interested in the series. Assassin's Creed 2 fell utterly in love with. Nearly completed it, apart from I missed a single feather in at the time. I couldn't be bothered trying to find the blasted thing, so I left that uncompleted. Brotherhood, I enjoyed. Revelations, yeah, I've enjoyed. I enjoyed Revelations. I don't think it was as good as 2, but I enjoyed it to a degree. And maybe Brotherhood as well. No, I think I enjoyed 2 more than Brotherhood as well. 2 was just a pinnacle for me. And then I played 3. And then I played 4. Played Unity. And then I tried to play Syndicate, and I just couldn't bring myself to finish it. I sort of burnt out on the franchise at that point, gave up, haven't touched it since, really, apart from a few reviews here and there, years and years and years ago. So maybe one day we'll go back, we'll visit the Ezio Remastered Trilogy and see what we have. Yeah, I've not played any of the new ones. I've not played, apparently Origins was quite good. Odyssey was okay-ish, or so I've heard. And what was the last one? Valhalla. Apart from, there's a whole palaver with a lot of microtransactions in the latest 2. So yeah, yeah. I like the open world Assassin's Creed games. They're decent. Fair enough. Fair enough. I sort of looked at them and saw the microtransactions and just went, yeah, I've got better things to play. Simple as that. Ubisoft games very much devolved into the same cookie cutter style, just a different coat of paint on them each time. So yeah, I've sort of moved away from them. One day, maybe I will give them a try again, but for now, I've got Breath of the Wild to play. Mentioning Breath of the Wild, what is first on our list of thingamybobs? Also, why have I got a note? And that's my... So, we've not finished the Sheikah set. We are missing our level 4. For that, we need Stealth Fin Fish. Now, my utmost question on this one is, where the dickens do I find a Stealth Fin Trout? That is a word that, a set of words I never thought I would say in my life, but there we go. The wild Stealth-fin trout farming. Hail ends! Welcome. Stealth-fin is in the Lost Woods. Cool. Fun times. Awesome. So that's one farming location. I remember grinding for those. Oh no. Oh, it left that much of an impression on you, Ends. Oh dear. Right, we're doomed. Yeah. Great Hyrule Forest and the Elden Mountains, apparently. So... let us go for... He said the Lost Woods, so if we go with the Woodland Tower, and we can use our Zora gear because then we can swim faster. No, because the last notable thing I did in the... no, it's because the last notable thing I did in the game... oh, fair enough. Lake Saria. Oh, awesome. We got to go and visit Saria. Well, the name lake named after. I was going to say name laked after her, but that doesn't make much sense, does it? Ubisoft is owned by Microsoft now. In the Games Pass, there will be Ubisoft Plus, so a ton of Ubisoft games will be on Game Pass and ePlay. Fair enough. Now, if only Ubisoft can get a shot of the whole, you know, Ubi Uplay launcher bollocks that they insist on everyone using, that'd be nice. They could all get rid of their storefronts, that would be nice as well, but I can't blame them considering Steam takes a king's ransom, so... but at the same time, it's Ubisoft and EA. It's not like they're short of cash. They're just greedy. Then again, I suppose that could be said for most game companies. Microsoft as well. Game Pass is amazing right now. For having Game Pass, you will soon have multiple subscriptions for free stuff that comes with it. Yeah, the thing is, I'm very much of the old school of... I prefer to buy things and then they are mine. I don't like the idea of subscription services because, as we've seen before, it's very easy for a company to suddenly pull the rug out from under you and say, yeah, this thing that you've got, no, you can no longer watch it ever again. Sorry, bye. Just, oh, thank you. A fish. Name is Eric. Fizzle, Voltfin, Stealthfin. Wow. Or if I've ever seen any of these. The sensor is also not going off. Okay, let's try my previous strategy then. The reason I play physical more than digital. Aye, that's it. I mean, this is why I went out my way. Well, to be honest, my PS5 sort of fell into my lap, really. A chap I trained with ended up with 2, so I purchased it off him. But yeah, that's why I went for the physical version, because I like having a game library. I just love the fact that I've got all my game cartridges. And I can then just use them whenever. And I don't have to worry about re-downloading or moving storage around and stuff. It's just... and I've got a nice library on my bookshelf that I can look at and go, woo, look at all the stuff I've got. I sound really sad, but in fairness, my video game collection is extensive. I've got stuff from NES all the way up to Switch. At least Nintendo-wise. I think I have a couple of Xbox games and stuff, but I never owned an original Xbox. I get Game Pass for free through Microsoft Edge Points. I just do some challenges and get it 100% free. The Ultimate version, that's normally $15 a month. Wait, who? What? Me? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Lake Saria. I mean, I looked around Lake Saria, but my thing's not going off. So I'm confused. Do they only spawn at night, or do they spawn during the day, or... Alright, fair enough. Wait. Got a thing that says it's found in Lake Maker. Or Mika, even. Oh, well, I'll go swim around Lake Saria for a moment. You see, the thing is with the getting the edge points, I mean, fair enough, but at the same time, Microsoft have to be making their money back, so oh, found them. I just didn't look hard enough because I'm an idiot. Oh, you know what? Kudos to you for finding a free way to get your hands on the... What am I doing? We have learned this lesson several times before. If you want to catch a fish, you throw a bomb at them. Oh, yeah. The ninja gear. I didn't think of that. I was thinking more for the faster swim speed. But I suppose if I'm just swimming around a lake, it doesn't matter too much, does it? There we go. I mean, it's not like I'm missing on the stamina or anything. No, they don't swim away. I could just blow them up with bombs. There's an amazing mod for New Vegas that removes Bethesda's name and replaces it with Interplay Games and Obsidian. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, fair enough. That just goes to show how badly Bethesda burned the community. Right. I have caught some fish.
Rivali's gale is now ready.
And ravioli has returned. Huzzah. Right, okay. So, nothing here. Let us go to... Oh, pickle widgets. I was going to say let's go to Lake Mika and get some stuff off that, but I can't because it's miles away and I'm lazy. How long does it take for the fish to respawn? Because that's like 3-4 fish a go. Right, so... No fast way of doing this, is there? If I want to go to Lake Mika, I'm going to have to try going through this stupid place. Oh well, I think there's a... Do we try and fight the Hinox in the dark? Tempting. And it adds the made by gamers for gamers text. Fair enough. Fair enough. The power of the modding community. Yeah, I'm reminded why I dislike this place. Oh, I've not got a bow. Oh dear. No, I do have a bow. Why do I have bomb arrows equipped? Oh, this is going well. Go. There we go, problem solved. I'm not entirely sure how I managed to do that, but okay. Cool. Right, so if I go this way, does this lead me out of the place? At least I've got a mini map of it now, kind of. Maybe, possibly. That's a wall, isn't it? Well, I can kind of sort of see things now. I really hate this area. And there's wolves. I give up. That's it. Stop this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go and do something else. I'm going to the Woodland Tower and I'm just going to fly the long way. And hopefully at that point the fish will have respawned in Lake Saria. Did you ever play Assassin's Creed Black Flag? Yes, I did. I did indeed. As far as my thoughts on that game are concerned, it's a very good pirate game, but it's not an Assassin's game. It's just, it should have been its own IP. It really should have. It could have been a spin-off and set in the Assassin's universe, but it really is not an Assassin's game. They basically it just feels like they've crowbarred the Assassin's name onto it so that they had some stopping power and they could sell more copies. As far as my thoughts go. Also, cheers for the stretch redeem. I shall do that now. Ow. So I don't think I've really stretched today anyway, so... Ow. Ah. Oh. Oh. Ow. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Ow. Do. Ow. Dee-dee-dee. What Elder Scrolls? I'll try that one. What Elder Scrolls games do you like the most? Considering I've only ever played 2 and never finished either of them, Skyrim, I suppose. I enjoyed Skyrim. I just sort of never finished it. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the wrong one. Is that all Lake Maker? Or is that... no, hold on. There we go. Guessing that's all Lake Maker. Okay, cool. Or Mika, or whatever you want to call it. What Fallout game do you like the most? New Vegas. Easy. Am I in the Lost Woods? I am in the Lost Woods. Okay, well hopefully the mists don't descend and warp me out of here. That would be a bit annoying. Okay, so there's some stealth in around here. Ah, there's the fish and a duck. I love the idea that you can just kill anything in New Vegas and it doesn't tell you. The NPC, it doesn't tell you the NPC is essential. No! You infernal game! I was so close to getting that fish as well. But fair point. Thankfully, you've got saves, so you less chance of you crippling yourself with that. Ah. Lame. Right. So is that all Lake Maker? Oh, it is. Oh, okay. In that case, that's not so bad. I can just swim around this body of water and figure it out from there. These fish are going to be really annoying, aren't they? Aha. Oh. But not really the fish I'm looking for, but I'll take them. Oh, no, they are the fish I'm looking for. Oh. They're slightly bluer than... This is going to get really annoying really fast, isn't it? And there's an ending of all the characters talking about how the courier killed them. I never knew that. I'll give you that. I never knew that. Convenient. Right, that's 12. How many of these blasted things do I need to find? 10. Oh, 30. Oh, we're going to be at this for a while. Right, okay. There we go. New Vegas was only made in about a year, which is insane because Bethesda really needed New Vegas to release before Skyrim. Just imagine how much better New Vegas could have been. Well, there is such a thing as over-engineering, though, so it could also have been New Vegas could have ended up worse. To be honest, I think all the New Vegas needed after that point was just a lot of polish. Aha! And fish. Story-wise, it all seemed to lock into place. Mechanics-wise, it didn't need to do anything spectacular. It improved upon the old game, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. We could have just gone through more QA testing. That's... This still... There they are. What about 15? I use mods to fix the glitches and fix the gunplay and make it modern with some extra quest mods. Fair enough. You see, that's the thing. That's the beauty of the Bethesda games. But it should also be that they should not be... It should be a case that the game release is working, not that it's required for a modding community to come in and fix basically what is a full-price game. And a nice graphics update. Fair enough. Well, it's not the developer's fault it's so glitchy. In this instance, no. It wasn't a case of due diligence on the part of Obsidian, it was more of a case of time constraints put by the publisher. Oh, well, I got the fish before I got warped back. Ah. These aren't the fish that I'm looking for. Those are though. Nothing. 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 New Vegas was an amazing game, and somehow modern devs can't make games like it. But, well, yeah. But I too would agree. Yeah, one of the best games of the decade. I can agree with that. But I wouldn't poo-poo other games just because they're not New Vegas. Thunderstorm. New Vegas set the bar too high for me to enjoy any other Fallout game. Yeah, in fairness, yeah, I can agree with that one. This game is insistent on making this as difficult as possible, isn't it? Oh, come on, I got struck with lightning. Couldn't it have killed the fish? Okay, am I near Lake Saria? I did kill the fish. Marvelous.
Protection is now ready to roll.
Oh. Okay, this lightning's actually proving useful for something. Huzzah. That was. However, that is the end of our supply of stealth pin. Oh well. I would love the leaks to be true of Obsidian making another Fallout game. Bethesda could do it, they just need to look at what Obsidian did and improve. Well, yeah, but... the thing is that Bethesda has the Molyneux problem, where they get really overambitious and then they kind of just lose sight of what they're trying to do. I mean, Obsidian did... I think Obsidian's probably going to be more focused with working on... Hold on. Working on the Outer Worlds 2, considering the Outer Worlds was just such a commercial success. Once again, not a perfect game, not by any stretch, but it's a game I absolutely adored. As anyone who has watched our journey through that game on this channel will know. I see a fish. Oh, that was easy. That all of them? How many do we have now? 26. Okay, we only need a few more, and then we have enough to get our Sheikah gear upgraded. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been. The bad one's going to be trying to get all of the yellow Zophos tails. I think I need about 60 of those. And of course, the yellow Zophoses aren't ones that I can just one hit with an arrow. I have to fight the blighters. Some games trying to be a choice game, spend many years being a choice game, spend many years being made, and still aren't as good as New Vegas, and that was made in 1 year. Yeah, but New Vegas was lightning in a bottle. The stars aligned. It's just hello. There's no guarantee that if you do a crunch development cycle, and I'm curious how much crunch was actually involved in making New Vegas. Now that I think about it. If you crunch development cycle a game, there's no guarantee that you're going to end up with a masterpiece. I mean, E.T. for the Atari, legendarily bad game, made in about 6 weeks because the dev just didn't have enough, it was just forced to crunch it. So, it swings and roundabouts, really. I mean, you have other games like Assassin's Creed 2 that was in production for years, and it came out and it was brilliant. It's just... Breath of the Wild was in production for years, and it just wiped the floor with the competition, and I think it's safe to say changed the landscape of gaming, at least in the adventure RPG area. Too much focus on graphic details and microtransactions. Pretty much. Well, what was the last Deus Ex game that came out? It wasn't Human Revolution, it was... The name escapes me, but that was basically a game that was sort of on its way through the doors, and then Square Enix decided they wanted to crowbar some microtransaction nonsense into it. And that was it. I've just realised I don't need the Thunder Helm on anymore, do I? I was going to say Stupid Hat, but that would be doing Lady Liju a disservice. And I like Lady Liju, it's awesome. Look at the glowy fish. The glowy fish is now mine. I'm not a big fan of trout. Too many little bones in it. Hail, hoodlum! Welcome! New Vegas already had the engine. It's essentially just a different colour palette for the world. I mean, yeah. I mean, I have never played... Well, no, actually, I've never played Fallout 3. From what I've seen, Fallout 3 looks fairly similar to New Vegas. So for those of you who have played it, how much of there is a difference? Is it a case that New Vegas took what was built for Fallout 3 and improved it? Because they had the engine, Hoodlum's quite right. They didn't have to go through the development cycle on building a new creation engine because they had the engine already set up and working. So I can only assume that a lot of New Vegas' strengths in that instance came from fine-tuning the controls and just the story. Which once again I point out that a game can have pretty poor graphics, but it has a good story. I mean, look at Undertale. Are the graphics of Undertale going to blow the world away? Probably not. It's a pixel art style. But the music, the game mechanics, and the story, and the characters, they are what won everyone over. New Vegas has a fantastic story. It has a fantastic character system. The combat system's nothing to laugh too much about. It's an FPS, so it's point and shoot for a lot of it, but they've managed to keep a lot of various bits and pieces of the RPG elements in it. That's all based off the creation engine, which was in Fallout 3. So, yeah, I can see New Vegas standing on the shoulders of Fallout 3. It's Fallout 3, but it's better in every possible way. So, I can live with that. Now, there's a huge difference in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, not in graphics. Okay, so the graphical engine's still the same, so it's not too much in the graphics. So, how big of a difference is there between the two games? I'm curious, because from what I've seen of Fallout 3 and New Vegas, the gameplay is pretty much the same. Third person, and first person, wandering around the world. You have a gun that you can shoot, and you have the VAT system for a sort of turn-based RPG sort of thing to help you out with the gunplay. New Vegas has an amazing story and so many choices and voice acting side quests. Okay, so that comes down to, yeah. So they're also similar aspects, so that's just Fallout 3 with everything improved. Better story, better writing. Was it the same writers? Don't know. If it's the same writers, then obviously the writers have learned what they did on Fallout 3 to produce something better for New Vegas. Voice cast, yeah, just there you go. Fallout 3 is not anywhere near as good. Fair enough. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it could be a very... yeah. New Vegas wasn't starting from ground zero, so Hodlum does make a good point that a lot of what exists in Fallout New Vegas existed originally with Fallout 3. It's just that Obsidian took what tools Bethesda gave them to turn out a game in a year that's spectacular. So, yes. There's a lesser jump from Fallout 3 to New Vegas mechanics-wise than Oblivion to Skyrim. Fair enough. I can believe that. I've played a bit of Oblivion, I've played a bit of Skyrim, and they most certainly did retool a lot of the stuff between the two games. And you have to remember that New Vegas wouldn't exist without Fallout 3. Exactly. So, yeah. All things. All things are linked. Right. As he says, as Link is on the screen. Okay, let's go to the Gerudo Desert. Let's go visit the Great Furry, and then the Great Furry will upgrade our Sheikah gear to max level, and I never have to look at a stealth fin trout ever again. And then we move on to the next armor set to upgrade, which is going to be... oh, the Radiant set. Oh, the Radiant set requires 6 luminous stones, and... 3 Lionel guts. Oh, goody. I'm going to have fun with that one. Also, Oblivion and Skyrim were 5 years apart, a year's gap, and Fallout 3 New Vegas was 2 years, so that's very different. I wouldn't say very different. It's a difference. But at the same time, yeah, I can also see that a year could very much make the difference. Right, let's get this upgraded. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm an idiot.